Winning the lottery can feel like a 1 in a million chance, because it is. However, there are some untold truths about winning the lottery. Welcome to today's video, guys. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you're new. It helps us out tremendously and a ton. Now let's get into the video. Usually when people win the lottery, it's an astounding moment in their life. They drop everything, they quit their jobs, they cut off certain people that they were only keeping around for benefits. A lot of people scrounge through the garbage for misread lotto tickets. I don't think you guys understand this. However, a lot of people like to go through the time and effort of the lottery. The lottery is already a tricky subject since it seems to be a legal form of gambling. But in states where gambling is illegal, but the lottery is fine, they claim that the lotto is a form of entertainment. It's not gambling. People just like spending money to potentially win a prize because it's such a fun and exciting game. Yet you don't see too many people sifting through the garbage for Monopoly pieces. So what is it about the lottery that makes it so addicting? Well, you have to understand, it's fairly common for people to go through the garbage to try and find a mistakenly thrown out lottery winners. Edward St. John was an 83-year-old man known for going through the town's garbage when one day he finally found a $1 million ticket. But another man put a claim on the ticket stating he tossed it away by accident. When that man died before the hearing, his family took up the suit and St. John ended up settling for $140,000. Ed Rader was another person who didn't have time to go to the court for the winning ticket he found in the clean garbage. First, he used the money to pay off debts. Sadly, he also used it to buy more lottery tickets, and soon the winnings were gone. It's unfortunate because a lot of these winners are usually going broke within the first couple years of winning the lottery. It's sad, but it's true. The lottery preys on the poor, and what I mean by this is the lottery is put out there to give people who don't have a lot of money a hope and a chance. States continue to run their lottery programs because they consider it a harmless way to make money. Who doesn't want to give money to education and possibly win millions of dollars, right? Nobody is forced to buy a ticket, and what difference does a dollar spent here and there really make? Yet those dollars add up when they're used in a desperate hope to get out of poverty. The Atlantic wrote back in 2014 that citizens of 43 states with a lottery spent $70 billion on the lotto. That's more spent on the lottery than all forms of entertainment. But the spending isn't distributed equally through the classes. North Carolina found the poorest countries had the highest lotto sales. Out of 20 countries with poverty rates higher than 20%, 18% had money to spend and had happily handing it over to the government to get an incredibly unlikely chance to change their lives. The government isn't completely innocent here, however, in giving poor people this dream. The lottery was more actively advertised in poor communities to get their hopes for a big win. Basically getting a lot of people who were close or dang near close to poverty, getting their hopes up. Ultimately, it's very, very mean and very unlikely that something like this will happen to someone in that nature. Even if the lottery made 100% of its income on the very poorest families, they'd still have a hard time giving the numbers games up. In 2009, 11 states made more money from the state lottery than they did from corporate income taxes. In Rhode Island, the lotto made more than twice as much as corporate taxes. The smallest state would have a hard time turning all that money down. How would they afford the upkeep of mansions in Newport? Come on. Even when the lottery has to pay out the winners, anyone who wins more than $600 will get the thrill of paying the 45% income tax. Finally, the lower classes can experience the real delights of being rich, even more pissed off about how much money the government takes. Usually whenever you win the lottery, let's say you win $1 million, you're only taking about 80% of that home at the max. So generally speaking, you're losing a good chunk of change. Even though you're in the moment and you don't really care, it can affect you in the long run as you go through that $800,000 and you realize you need that extra $200,000. There are a lot of scams out there for lottery tickets, and the odds aren't great, but the wrong people are usually targeted. Lottery retailers scam people all the time. This isn't some ingenious number running business, it's a pretty simple con. They just lie. Retailers will often take the winner's ticket and say this isn't a winner if the ticket holder doesn't have proof of the winning numbers or generally doesn't want to get in a fist fight with a convenience store employee. The winner will leave figuring they just made a mistake. Then the retailer keeps the ticket and cashes in the winnings. It's not quite a brilliant scheme or a completely thought out scheme, but it definitely works. This has happened more often than not, as in the past a lot of lottery winners that would have won were turned away by retailers saying they didn't have the winning ticket, where the retailer would go ahead and cash it in for the prize, and the person would never be all the wise knowing. So guys, what are your opinions on the lottery? I would love to know. Let us know in the comments section down below. However, that is it for the video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm signing off. I will see you guys in the next video.